Hey everybody, I miss seeing you guys in the art room making our masterpieces every week, but I hope that you're still finding a way of staying creative while we're distance learning at home. So for today's lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to make a clock that helps us learn about time and how to read time. So it's super important for... Something's happening. Ooh, let's just start the thing. And here we go. So to make our clock, we're going to need a few things. Number one, a pencil. Secondly, either a pen or a Sharpie. We're going to need tape and glue this time. As always, a pair of scissors. For this one, we're also going to need a paper clip. These are two different kinds. I'm going to use the smaller one, but it doesn't really matter. Of course, we're going to need paper. And then two different size circles. So what I will be using is the small bowl and a small plate. But if you want to make a bigger clock and use a bigger plate, that is perfect, as long as it is circular. Last thing, cardboard. Now I just found this old cereal box that's going to be perfect because it's thicker than the paper. Anything that's thicker than the paper will work. So let's grab our two circles. And then let's lay our cardboard. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut just one side of it out. There we go. See, so now it's just one side of the cardboard. That's all we need. Now I'm going to take the small circle and I am going to place it on the left so that I can save this for later. Grab my pencil and just make a trace. There we go. See, a nice perfect circle. Thank you, ball. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and cut out that circle. There it is. It's a pretty good circle, don't you think? I'm going to set that aside for now. And now it's time to do the exact same thing, but with the bigger plate. So I'm going to grab the other side of the cereal box, take the bigger plate, and set it down on the cereal box, again over to the left. And then grab my pencil and do a quick trace all around it. Now time to get the scissors and cut that out. Okie dokie, so we've got these two perfectly cut circles, one smaller than the other. That looks perfect to me. Time for our paper. I'm going to place one of each of these circles on the paper and we're going to trace it and then cut it out. Trace and cut it out, alright? There it is. Now we can take the extra off and there is our paper covers just to make it nicer looking. There it is. We're gonna need glue. How do we attach these things? I'm gonna use some glue. Glue around the edge. You just need a little bit of glue. Glue around the edge, a little bit in the middle, some dots in the middle there. Stamp it down. There it is. Now time for the small one. Same thing. Just a little bit of glue. Too much will be messy. Alright, let's take that down. There it is. Thank you, glue. See how one is smaller than the other? That is perfect. Now we're going to try and line them up and find the middle. Once it's in the middle there somewhere, I'm going to grab the glue again. I'm going to lift this up. Put some glue around the edge, some in the middle, some lines. And let's put it right in the middle and stamp it down. So next step is to put the hour numbers around the inside circle. All right, and I'm going to start with a pencil. So at the top is 12. 12 is at the top. And I'm doing this kind of roughly. Across from 12 at the bottom is 6. Now if you stop halfway and go over to the right, that's where you put the 3. Now what's next? Let's see. Across from 3 we have 12, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, across from 3 is a 9. Now time to fill in the rest of the numbers. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it's time to grab a Sharpie or a pen and darken them so there's more contrast. Alright? See, that looks so much better that way, I think. Voila. Notice how there's a lot more contrast this way. When you put the dark black on the white, it pops. And that makes it a lot easier to read, which is super nice. Okay, we're not done. So the next step is to put the minute markers around the outside on the bigger circle. And I'm going to start with my pencil And how many minutes are there in an hour? Can you remember? Let's see. Let's put a mark above the 12. Alright, let's put one next to the 6, the 3, and the 9 are 4 big ones. Now, under the 12, I'm going to put a 0. Next to the 3, I'm going to put a 15. Under the 6, a 30. Next to the 9, a 45. Now it's time to do all the other ones. Next to the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. Let's put some marks around all of those guys. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. That's looking pretty good to me. So we have to start typing in the numbers between the 12 and the 1. How many minutes is that? I'm going to put a 5 there. And I'm going to put 10 next to the 2, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. We're counting by 5s. Let's think, between 0 and 5, how many go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want 4 smaller lines in between all the bigger lines down there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. That's looking awesome. So just like we did earlier, I'm going to grab the Sharpie and I'm going to make all those lines pop. There it is. See? Voila. See how there's more contrast? The black really pops off of the white. So I'm going to set that aside. It's time to focus on the hour and minute hands. So I'm going to go back to the cardboard, grab my scissors, and cut some strips. Just 2 little strips. There it is, one bigger than the other, the hour hand and the minute hand. See how the minute hand is longer than the hour hand? If we were to measure them, the minute hand would have a larger measurement. They're going to go in the middle here, but not before we cut some points into the edges. So I'm going to cut a point on this end and a point on that end so that we know for sure what number it's pointing at. That's starting to look really like a clock. So our next step now is to make a little hole that goes in and out the other side. I'm going to use the tip of the scissors to do that. So you should get an older sibling or a parent or guardian to do this for you. You should do it yourself. I'm going to mark a hole right in the middle of the clock, and then I'm going to make a little hole with the scissors. See that? See how I made a hole right through the clock? Now I'm going to do the same thing on the minute and the hour hands. Set them sides, but use the pencil to make a little mark in the center of them. And I'm going to now, see that? See the little marks? Now I'm going to use the tip of the scissors to make a little circle hole. There it is. All right, let's see if you can see those holes. 1, 2. Okie dokie. Time for us to get our paperclip. We only want this small bend of the paperclip, so I'm going to unfold it all the way, but leave that small bend in there. You see that? Just leave the small bend and unfold the rest of it. And I'm going to thread the rest of it through the hour hand first, then the minute hand second, and then the whole clock third, and stick it all the way in until that small bend hits the front of the clock. See that? Until it hits the front of the clock, right at the small bend. Now I'm going to hold tight on the back and push the small bend over. Push it flat against the clock. There it is. That's what's going to hold the 2 hour and minute hands down. So now it's time to fold the back of the paper clip so it's all totally flat. And I'm going to grab tape and make sure that that is nice and secured down. Tape it down. I'm actually going to grab some more tape here. Pick a tape, and I'm going to stick that right below the other one. Now I'm going to take my fingernail and really crease in the tape along the paper clip. Really burnish it to get a nice strong permanent adhesion. And there it is. We can move our hour hand and our minute hands to whatever time we want. So let's see, if I move my hour hand to 12 and the minute hand to 3, it's 12:15. Now if I move the hour hand to 8 and the minute hand to 3, what time is that? Let's see, the hour's pointing to the 8, minute hand's pointing to the 3, which is 15 minutes. It's 8:15. Isn't that cool? Now this is the best part. This is where you can decorate the face of your clock. You can make it all crazy colors and designs. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of art. You're the artist. You get to make your clock whatever you want it to be. So that's it for this video, everyone. Thanks for watching. Please, please, please share pictures of your work. I want to see any of the beautiful artwork you guys are making while we're learning from home. Check out the Virtual Art Room website, and I will see you soon.